Hey, what's up guys? It's Adrian Boycell back for another tutorial. I wanted to show you something cool, kind of fun, if you want to make a wallpaper, something beautiful of this beautiful ocean lady. So I'm going to show you a beautiful ocean lady. We're going to go ahead and open up an image that I downloaded from Adobe Stock that I really love. And this is going to take just a little bit of work, but I'm going to go ahead and do first. I'm going to hit Alt or Option and I'm going to double click this. Okay, then I'm going to duplicate this layer because I don't want to make it destructive. I'm going to turn off this background layer. Now what I need is probably to reduce this down to about 10. There we go. And I'm going to cut this background out. Now I don't want to have to spend a bunch of time tracing around this whole thing, so I'm only using 10. As you can tell here, it's doing a pretty darn good job. I go ahead and click this here. I may have to make some slight adjustments, but for the most part, I think it's doing really, really great. And I don't want to lose everything in here. So that's why I set my tolerance to only 10. Now I'm going to go in here, bring this in. It looks like it's pretty much got everything all the way around. I'm going to make sure it's not cutting off her hands in any way, which it does not look like it is. I'm going to go around the edges here, just double check my work. We're going to go ahead and bring this in a little bit more. There we go. Just go ahead and check around the whole canvas. There we go. See a little spot right there. And now we're pretty much good to go. Now that I've got this duplicated, what all I need to do is I'm going to shrink this back down here. I'm going to hit delete on my keyboard. Boom. Now you can see that I've deleted this. Now this is a really great photo. This dress is beautiful that she's got. What I want to do is I want to turn this into an ocean lady. I think the white dress with the blue would look really beautiful. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and place an ocean picture. I also downloaded something from Photoshop, which I thought was pretty neat. So I'm going to go ahead and try this one. We may need to mess around with it and try some different things, but I'm going to go ahead and scale this thing up, probably to like right around here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to Command or Control, and this little arrow next to my P, the little bracket, I'm going to move this behind. You can see that move behind there. I'm going to set this as a background. Finding a kind of a good resting spot. I might want to make her a little bit smaller, which is what I think I'm going to do right now, just so she's resting on here really nicely. Beautiful. I'll find a good spot. I think that's really good right there. Some good lighting. She's got some light shining on her. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to duplicate this layer. I'm going to put it on top of her. I'm going to change my color adjustment to color. Boom, there's one version. Now I'm going to do it again. I want to copy this. I'm going to go hard light. This is something I've actually done a few times. Boom, I'm going to do hard light. And then I'm going to turn that hard light down to probably about 70. Okay, so now that I've got this all set up, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a few adjustments. I'm going to grab these three layers. I'm going to bring them down just a little bit. Bring this down. Just looking at the placement of this. And then what I'm going to do with her is I'm actually going to drag this one up. There we go. And then I'm going to keep this up here, but watch what happens now. I'm going to go ahead and drag in another image because I really want to have a lot of depth in this. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this one here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to duplicate this and move this layer down here below. I'm going to drag this thing up. As you can see, now I'm going to go to color again. Now that I have color, I want to reduce this thing down to about 50% probably. And I really like the way this looks. I was also thinking about, because if you go back up, you can see here, and this is totally up to you. You can do this however you want, whatever you think looks the most natural, but there's some different filter options. I really like the overlay. I think I want to do that instead of color, and then you can bring up the transparency if you need to. Yeah, see, this is more my speed. This is the direction I want to go. We can just change this to 75 just to make it even, and then you can turn these layers off and see how it darkens it or lightens it. But I think this is really neat. And then the last thing that I wanted to do was put some sort of text in here. So I think something cool would be like Adrian Graphics, right? I can put this up in here behind her. So I want to stick this up in here, probably right around this layer, give it a nice shine. You can put this in here. In fact, what I'll do is I'll drop this down another layer. Boom, make this a little bit bigger. And see, it doesn't have to be perfect, but if I can bring that down. And you know what I would like to do is just kern the letters. So I highlight them all, hit Alt or Option, and just separate them a little bit. So there's a little bit of room and it fills in this background. Oops, see it? My smart guides are on, so it goes right there. Now it's a little bit hard to see. And just because it's hard to see, I kind of want to adjust it. I think I'm going to move her off just to the left a little bit. So I want the Adrian Graphics to be able to be seen. And I think the easiest thing to do, to be honest, is just to make this just a little bit smaller. I still want this to be a good looking design. There we go. I think I'm going to do that. And then I can center this and bring this down. Boom. So now I got this really cool Adrian Graphics wallpaper. I can save this, put this on my computer, and set this as my wallpaper. So Adrian Graphics Ocean. hit save as a Photoshop file. Then what I'll do is I'll actually save this again. Now I'm going to want to save this as a different type of file, so I'll have to hit save as copy on the new version of Photoshop, JPEG. There we go, save, and there we go. So now my file is saved. I got this beautiful Adrian graphics under the ocean gal that I made using Photoshop. Hope this was helpful, you guys. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. I'm Adrian Boycell, and as always, keep looking up.